So you might have seen articles like this one or this one that connect Lou Taylor to the Kardashians' business enterprises. If you've been around this channel for a while, you'll remember the series we made about Kanye West and how Kris and Kim allegedly tried to, quote, lock him up with doctors straight out of the Lou Taylor conservatorship hell playbook. You might also know that I was one of the very first people to make that connection between Lou Taylor and the Kardashians all the way back in 2020. One of those businesses was called Abracadabra Holdings, and when I looked into that business in the Open Corporates website, I saw that it was described as an asset management company. As expected, I also saw Lou Taylor was listed as the agent for service of process, as she usually was at the time for Britney's business filings. But what I saw next came as a complete surprise. Right there, plain as day, I saw the manager member box filled with none other than Kris Jenner? At the time, back in 2020, this information was pretty groundbreaking. I kept searching and kept finding more and more connections between Lou Taylor and the Kardashian Jenners. And come to find out, Lou wasn't only on businesses with Kris Jenner. No. She was associated with businesses for Kim and Kylie also. And this would become very important later on in my investigation. So like I said earlier, when Kylie was still a teenager, she approached her mother and manager, Kris Jenner, with a business idea. Kylie wanted to leverage her social media talent and audience to sell products that she was passionate about. Kylie has been open about her insecurities relating to her small lips.
I had an insecurity with my lips when I was younger.
And at the time that she created her notorious lip kits, Kylie was really relying on the overlining method to make the thin lips look fuller. Now, there was also a whole bunch of drama going on at the same time where Kylie was basically just denying that she had lip fillers, and it was very obvious that she either had a surgical procedure to put a new lip in her face, or she was definitely using lip fillers. Like, no shame, just don't deny it, you know what I mean?
Everyone thinks I keep making my lips bigger, but
how does she get these beautiful lips?
Well, the color. Everyone thinks I use like one certain color. So this is them normally.
You know what's weird? I've been into small lips lately. I want them to look small, you know?
Yeah. So, for one reason or another, she wanted to cash in on this phenomenon, and she wanted to sell these lip kits that included one lipstick and one lip liner and the exact same color, so her loyal fans and followers could have the same look that Kylie had. Now again, I mean, the girl was definitely surgically or cosmetically altering her actual lips and not just using lipstick, but I guess there was at least some certain amount of the population that still did believe that somehow these lipsticks were somehow giving Kylie this giant upper lip that she had never had before. But anyway, Kylie started out on the lip kit brand with just a few shades and had only 5,000 of each shade produced. I think it was 3, so it was like 15,000 lip kits, 5,000 of each color, and those kits sold out instantly. I think it was less than a minute they were sold out. The Kylie lip kits were a bona fide success. Before long, Kylie and Kris expanded the lip kit launch into a full-scale cosmetics brand and named it Kylie Cosmetics. In the first year of Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie and Kris would release several additional lip kit shades and would expand the brand from just lip kits to include eyeshadow palettes and various makeup tools and accessories. Kylie and Kris would release a holiday collection the same year of the launch, and the collection brought in $19 million in the first 24 hours alone. Kylie would continue to add products to the brand over the next few years, expanding from lip kits and brushes to a full-scale makeup line. By August 2018, Kylie was featured on the front cover of Forbes magazine alongside the caption, quote, "At 21, she's set to be the youngest ever self-made billionaire." At that time, Kylie was the youngest person to ever make the Forbes World's Richest list. So from all appearances, Kylie had established and built a brand as a teenager that was competing with some of the beauty industry's heaviest hitters. Kylie Cosmetics was projected to be worth $1 billion by the year 2022. For comparison, it took L'Oreal like 80 years to be worth $1 billion. So the fact that Kylie's little Instagram lip kit brand could be worth as much in just 8 years on a single product line got major attention in the industry. Everybody wanted a piece of Kylie Cosmetics' success. In 2019, just 5 years after the inception of the brand, 51% ownership in Kylie Cosmetics was sold to a major French cosmetics conglomerate called Coty. But as many makeup reviewers and regular consumers would come to find out, there wasn't much that was particularly groundbreaking about Kylie Cosmetics products.
Like, I'm having to apply a little bit more.
I just found like 2 bristles on my face. Oh, there's another one. So this brush shedding.
It's just kind of a pass. I don't really...
As you see, this is not blending, so.
I personally hate these brushes and think there's literally no point to them. They do absolutely nothing.
Also, bazillion similar brushes on the market.
There's a lot of product in the brush now left over.
It does feel very cheap.
I don't know, it's just so small. It doesn't look like it's $24.
It's leaving streaks on my face.
This brush bag is rough.
This feels like it's from the Dollar Tree.
I don't even know what this is.
It's the cheapest brush bag I've...
I don't really like it, and I didn't like this one either.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't want this.
Like, tinfoil, it looks like the shit they did in Signs when they were like,
Ooh.
It's not like Kylie was inventing a brand new lipstick formula or a reverse aging miracle. The secret to the brand's success was right there in its name. Kylie. Traditional industry leaders like L'Oreal and Estee Lauder have no problems making high-quality products or getting a space on the shelves. The issue they have is one of branding. A lot of the traditional makeup brands are solid and reliable, but they're not really hip or trendy. These major brands have to compete for customers' limited and finite cash, and that is the value of Kylie Cosmetics. So for Coty to purchase any percentage of Kylie Cosmetics, the business would have to be officially valued, or valuated, as some might say. And this valuation process is the part of the story where things are about to really pick up. And it's where I started suspecting that Lou Taylor was probably involved. Let's get into it. So through a confusing and convoluted process, it was determined by the powers that be that Kylie Cosmetics was worth $1.2 billion. Now, if you're keeping track of the timeline, Kylie Cosmetics wasn't supposed to reach the $1 billion valuation till 2022. So if it was worth $1 billion in 2019, it had happened 3 full years earlier than previously predicted. And it would have done so in 75 fewer years than L'Oreal. In any event, Kylie Cosmetics was valued at $1.2 billion for the purposes of the sale to Coty. And remember, Coty wanted to buy 51% of the company. So that means Coty would need to pay Kylie and Kris exactly $600 million. Now, the thing about Coty is that it's a publicly traded company, which means that Coty has had to meet certain regulatory requirements when it came to this type of sale. Now, we're not going to get into all their requirements, but suffice it to say that one of the requirements is Coty has to make a lot of the info about the sale available to the public by filing that info with the Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. So in a public filing from the time of the sale, November 2019, Coty laid out the terms of the purchase, which confirms that they did pay Kylie $600 million and that $600 million was all in cash. And in this public filing, we get a lot of valuable information. Most of it we don't really have time to even really get into today, but one of the first things that you learn when you read the document are the actual businesses and parties involved in the transaction. The purchase agreement was between Coty Inc., a Delaware corporation, and King Kylie LLC, a Delaware limited liability company. Now, I want to note that there is mention of, quote, other parties listed as signatories at the top of this filing, and we can get into that eventually, but for the purposes of right now, just remember Coty and King Kylie LLC are the ones entering into this $600 million cash agreement. The asset to be purchased was 51% of the equity interests in King Kylie. And just for your information and for example, for context or whatever, Kylie Skin is a wholly owned subsidiary of King Kylie. So I can imagine that there are other brands, maybe Kylie Baby, that are all wholly owned by this King Kylie LLC. And so effectively what Coty was getting was a 51% ownership, not only in Kylie Cosmetics, but seemingly in all of the beauty related branding that Kylie would be doing in the future. So I looked into the public records for King Kylie LLC, and lo and behold, right there, black and white public record, is Lou Taylor's name and information, again, as the agent for service of process. So it's worth noting that Kylie Cosmetics' Coty sale would have been negotiated and effectuated in 2019. And the earliest time I caught Lou Taylor on the public King Kylie filings was December 2020. So I can't be 100% sure that Lou M. Taylor was involved in the Coty transaction, but I strongly suspect that she was. Let me give you a little more context into what was happening all at the time. So the Coty Kylie Cosmetics transaction made major headlines across the world. Everybody was reporting on this sale, from tabloids to gossip columns and legal journals to Financial Times. Now, the purchase agreement was dated November 18th, 2019. And on November 19th, the ink from the purchase agreement hadn't even dried before the CEO of JENNER Communications herself was on a full-force media PR campaign, bragging about how excited and proud she was of the sale.
Truly a moment for our family to be proud at. It's kind of a crystallization of all of our work.
Want to know who moved even faster than Kris Jenner to get on the PR push to praise and celebrate this monumental cash deal? Our favorite bought and paid for TV actor playing a journalist, Chloe Mayloss.
Hey guys, it's Chloe, and this is not your normal Holly Buzz. This is actually my last day. I know, very sad. I've been here for almost 7 years, and I have done so many amazing videos. I promised I wasn't gonna cry. I love each and every one of you so much.
Literally, the exact same day that the Kylie and Coty purchase agreement was signed, like where they formally officially signed their agreement, that exact same day, November 18th, 2019, CNN shill of the decade, Chloe Mayloss, was defending the valuation on CNN. Now, why on earth were they asking Chloe Mayloss about the valuation of Kylie Cosmetics? That's a very interesting thing to ask Chloe Mayloss. Anyway,
I want to ask you about the valuation, right? The sticker price. Is it worth it? What has she built here?
100% it's worth it. I mean, first of all, like you said, she is the youngest self-made billionaire. Forbes named her this just this past year. I mean, I think that we've seen just this astronomical rocket ship that she has been tied to with her success. She's going to stay on in the company with a creative role, and that social role is so important that you mentioned. She has 150 million followers.
150
on
million.
Instagram, okay?
Now you might wonder, why on earth a semi-autonomous gossip columnist will be defending the valuation of Kylie Cosmetics on the exact same day the company sold 51% of itself to Coty for $600 million? And the first part of getting into that, we got to address the Forbes drama.
Maybe we could just switch out the cover.
There was trouble on the horizon, and at least somebody seems to have expected it, and then they attempted to get out in front of it through the court of public opinion. See, Kylie and Kris didn't just make off into the sunset with that $600 million in cash. Many people expressed criticism and confusion about Kylie Cosmetics' valuation, including industry experts like analysts, auditors, and Forbes magazine. Eventually, Coty's own shareholders would even sue Coty over this exact valuation. Just a few months after the purchase agreement was signed between Kylie and Coty, and just 2 years after Forbes announced Kylie as, quote, set to be the world's youngest self-made billionaire, Forbes would revoke that title in nothing short of a debilitating all-out hit piece on Kylie and her business practices. The June 2020 article is entitled Inside Kylie Jenner's Web of Lies and Why She's No Longer a Billionaire. In this scathing expose, Forbes lays out all the hoops that Kris and the Kylie Jenner team tried to jump through in order to finagle Kylie onto the Forbes list. According to Forbes, Kylie's team included an unnamed CPA and/or accountant. The report accuses the Kardashians of spending years, quote, fighting Forbes for higher spots on their annual wealth and celebrity earnings lists. The way the article puts it, the Kardashian-Jenners were obsessed with their net worth and obsessed with getting on the Forbes wealth lists. Apparently, Kim had been featured in the magazine a few months prior, and the entire Kardashian clan made it their mission to get Kylie her own spot next. Now, the first part of this article goes into how Forbes apparently always had their suspicions on whether Kylie was actually a billionaire. Put another way, they were suspicious and curious how the Kylie Cosmetics empire could possibly even be worth over $1 billion, all the way back in 2019. But later on in the article, Forbes does go on to admit that the Coty deal itself did convince them that the business must be worth at least $1 billion. Because after all, Coty did pay $600 million in cash for 51% of the company. So if someone's willing to pay that for it, it must mean that it is worth $1 billion. And so Forbes in this article admits, yeah, okay, fine. We were suspicious whether she was worth $1 billion, but I guess she is, because technically and legally speaking, the company was valued at that for the purposes of a major acquisition, so they kind of let it go. But that was not the final word. The article goes on to discuss all the documents and filings that had been made publicly available in the months that had passed since Coty acquired 51% of Kylie Cosmetics. According to Forbes, there were no lengths to which the Kardashians refused to go in order to make themselves appear richer than they are. Forbes accuses the Kardashians of white lies, omissions, and outright fabrications in their desperate attempts to claw their way up the Hollywood rich people lists. And again, y'all, this is Forbes magazine saying this. I'm just telling you what they said. It's not me, don't shoot the messenger, okay? The Kardashians had apparently also invited Forbes into their mansions and their CPA's offices, and even went so far as to present Forbes with allegedly forged tax documents. The long and short of the Forbes expose was this. The Kardashians and their accounting people were so obsessed with clout and pretending to be richer than they were that they lied about how much the cosmetics brand was worth. And that wasn't the only allegation of the sort that they would face. Just 3 months after Forbes' expose, in September 2020, not even a full year after Kylie and Coty entered into the purchase agreement for Kylie Cosmetics, Coty's shareholders sued Coty for the exact same activities that Forbes was accusing Kylie of, inflating the value of the company.
The valuation, right? The sticker price. Is it worth it? What has she built here?
100% it's worth it. I mean,
according to the lawsuit, after Forbes published their article, Coty's stock price fell more than 13%. The shareholders claim that Coty should have done a more thorough job of investigating the valuation of the company before giving Kylie $600 million of their hard-earned money. Now, there's a whole side story going on at this very same time we don't really have time to get into today, but has to do with exactly the same type of allegations, the exact same parties, and the exact same time frame, just with a different Jenner sister. In case you didn't know, Kylie is not the only Jenner sister with a massively successful beauty brand. Her big sister Kim basically wrote the book on it. Back in 2020, Kim also sold a portion of her beauty brand, KKW Beauty, and she also sold that portion to Coty Cosmetics. And it just so happens that KKW Beauty was also valued at around $1 billion. The main difference between these sales that I can tell is that instead of acquiring a 51% share of Kim's company like they did with Kylie's company, Coty only purchased a 20% share of KKW Beauty, which led Coty to pay Kim $200 million for a 20% stake in her business. And there's all kind of lawsuits with this deal too, including one from Seed Beauty, alleging that Kylie and Kim both stole their trade secrets. But we really don't have time to talk about all these extra lawsuits in this video. But just to bring this whole thing full circle here. So we initially started on this journey 3 whole videos ago, 2, 3, asking one question: how much is Britney Spears worth? Which you really can't answer without first or in some part answering the question, where is Britney's money? Can't count something if you don't know where it is, you know what I mean? I guess you could, but you know what I mean. And in the search for Britney's money, I found her business manager and a parent investment advisor, an accountant by the name of Lou Taylor. Now, Lou founded an investment firm called Stonebridge, and during Britney's conservatorship, she put some of Britney's money or directed it to be put into Stonebridge, and we have records showing that. I also found that in 2019 or 2020, Lou's firm Stonebridge received an absolute windfall. Overnight, seemingly, $600 million in cash appeared in Stonebridge's coffers. And by 2021, it was gone. And the same year that it was gone, Lou Taylor hired my law firm that I was working at and began to apply a lot of pressure on me to stop reporting on her, and in particular, to stop reporting on Stonebridge. And I just kept asking myself, why, out of all of the stuff, everything that I'm reporting on, I was reporting on all kinds of anything I could find. Of everything I'm reporting on, why is this Stonebridge and $600 million issue the hill that Lou Taylor seemed to be metaphorically willing to die on? So to kind of sum this part of the case up, very, very few people on planet Earth, relatively speaking, ever have $600 million in cash at one point in time. And even fewer people would have had it exactly in the 2019-2020 timeframe. Here are some things I know for sure. 1. Stonebridge had $600 million come and go in that time frame. 2. Kylie and Kris Jenner closed a $600 million cash deal during the same time frame. 3. Lou Taylor had her very own name on both Kylie and Kris Jenner's businesses during that time frame, including the business that was actually transacted on, King Kylie LLC. And in this case, just like with Britney's, I cannot possibly know with 100% certainty that the $600 million is money from the Kylie Cosmetics sale. But given the circumstantial evidence in the public record, I'm more inclined to believe that it is. And in case you were wondering, I'm not going to stop looking into this case, and there's a lot of information that I just didn't have time to cover here. Hello everybody, thank you for checking out the channel. What you just saw was actually a clip from a larger video. If you want to see the full video, check the description box. It'll be linked down there. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications on, and make sure you didn't get inadvertently unsubscribed. That's all I really have for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither are opinions, girl. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.
I mean, she has had more financial success in terms of business than all of her sisters.
Hi guys, it's Kylie.
Kylie Jenner lip kit. And she was so smart to create this line of makeup. Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
You guys know I'm all about fragrance, and whoa, wait a minute. There's literally like no fragrance.
I'm like getting goosebumps right now. I'm so excited. Like, you can be like the Kardashians and for just maybe $29 buy one of these lip kits, and that's why they're selling like hotcakes. They get sold out in minutes.
I've been waiting for these because every time I go online, they're totally sold out. Like, I don't know how anybody gets a lip kit, but finally I have not one, but two.
And it's incredible, the branding power and obviously the investment power, the vehicle that CoverGirl will have here, Coty, in investing these billions.
Look at the detail on the box. There's like dripping lip gloss.
I have my beloved mother here.
Wow.
She is such a media mogul, and she's so smart when it comes to business and has helped broker these deals.
I just love it. This is so Kylie, and it's from Kylie Cosmetics. Ooh, so fancy.
She has her own office at the Kylie Cosmetics like plant that they have in Los Angeles.
And the moral of this story, always listen to mom, right?
I think that's what it is.
Chloe's in with me on that.
But for years, she has lied and exaggerated just how successful she really is.
Natural, quote unquote.
Take it back to the hometown. At 225. They'll make a night this no more. Take it to the dance floor. Really never heard it like this before. My DJ and your DJ, they sat down on a bio. My DJ don't play no game. He throw that fire. He throw that. I go one day. He throw that. Back to the dance floor. I go one day. No, thank you.